So I hope you guys are doing well. Today's video will be for the full moon in Leo that happened on January 31st, 2024. As I mentioned in my previous new moon and full moon videos, around October of last year, I started to fall a little behind in posting my videos when the transits were happening, but I told myself if I keep writing my information down and my notes and my energy thoughts, my thoughts on the energy, that in time they would come to the collective when they're meant to, and just trust in the divine timing of that. So although this reading is for January 31st, as I've definitely caught up on my previous videos, know that we are now we are now almost in Aries season. It is March 20th today. So I'm going to quickly introduce myself for you guys who are coming into this video or will see this video at a later date. But my name is Nicole, and I am a wellness entrepreneur, mom, human design reader, and I love esoterics. I'm a health practitioner. I focus on well-being. I have an apothecary and so much more. And today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about the energy of the full moon in Leo that transited, as well as give you guys some themes or writing prompts connecting it to the human design transits that are also have transited during this time, which is gate 31, the gate of leadership, and gate 41, which is the gate that talks about emanation and rebirth. So as I talk about these themes, feel free to take notes. Know that this video is timeless, so you can always come back to this video and watch it and take anything that resonates from it. So as I mentioned, I do these videos, the full moon and new moon videos, in conjunction with my Instagram posts, and the posts have already been done for the time. I just had not gotten a chance to to sit and do the video. So I do have my notes in my phone, and I'll be reading them as well as kind of talking through the energy with you guys. So for every full moon and new moon, I write a mantra as well as sometimes just a phrase or words that connect to the energy. So for this full moon in Leo, I had called it the Sacred Heart, because this is really about connecting to your true self as well as your authenticity in order to serve the collective, because this full moon happened on January 31st, which is during Aquarius season. And we know that full moons are always a time where we feel kind of the opposing energy. So we're in Aquarius season, but we're feeling the energy of Leo. And Aquarians are about being humanitarians, kind of going to the beat of their own drum. And then with Leos are about their truth and their identity and royalty, like standing in the power of who they are. So as we beat our own drum, find our unique purpose, how do we do that and create the identity that serves us most? That is kind of what we'll be talking about here. So let's jump into it. So to really quickly go over some Leo qualities, I've kind of talked about Leo qualities, but I want to talk a little bit more just because Leos are very dynamic. And when I think about like dynamism, I think about a Leo. Leos are also very efficient, but they prioritize their family, they prioritize loved ones and people they feel close to, and they can also be extremely loyal to them. Leos also can be very generous, and with that, they can be arrogant. Often, when you have someone who is extremely giving or kind, etc., we can also have someone who is in their ego. So with Leo, we're feeling these energies, and this is really going to help us understand how we can use the energies that we're feeling and transmute it in a way that is positive for ourselves and the collective. So human design gate 31, which is the gate of leadership, is transiting, and gate 31 is about how do we use this energy of standing true to ourselves and being in our ego for the benefit of others. And it comes through the city of humility, and I'll talk more about that later in this video. So, some mantras that I wrote for the full moon in Leo is the quantum leap. Because as we're stepping into this more expanded version of ourselves during the full moon in Leo happening in Aquarius season, how can we catapult our reality to the one that we want? And these are some of the other themes that are coming up with this: authenticity, fantasy, because in order to become the version of yourself you want to be, you can't even stay within, you can't even dream within the bounds of the world around you. Fantasy is being able to dream way past that and say, even though I don't see this within my world, I can create it up here. And by doing so, we can now identity shift and use this identity that we've created to see our fantasies come true. Next is expression, innovation, humanity, detachment, calculated, joy, intention, and beginnings. So it's a lot of mixed energy here. Like we go from joy to being detached. And this is about really focusing on what makes you happy. So detaching from things that may need some space so that we can really tap into what makes us happy, what brings me joy, what sparks me, and beginnings. Because although we are coming to the end of astrological period, again, as this gate is happening, this transit is happening from January 31st. And now I'm recording this literally as we are going into the astrological new year of Aries. We know that it's important to have a renewal or a change of pace, a beginning again, in order to move forward, in order to grow as a person. So, for the energy reading, this is what I wrote. More and more people are looking to social media for community and friendship. This Aquarian transformation is leading to the breakdown of more tribal ways of living and being an opening and opening the doors to a world of new fractal lines, which I have 10 people in here right now. Welcome. And it's great being in connection and being on the same fractal as you. As we enter the Aquarian age, we can find more of what we want online, which creates more individuation and greater collective awareness. I know for the people watching, this is a very, very specific video and message, and for it to have found you, it's only showing you that the internet is becoming more and more individuated as more people are posting their true expressions online and allowing themselves to detach from previous environments. We're going to see more people that feel, look, resemble us that are coming online and sharing things that we need to hear and know, which is really, really beautiful. So I also wrote, as more people take the journey of becoming content creators, it will be of extreme importance to prioritize what you desire to see in your world moving forward. And this goes back to the theme of fantasy, which is very much the energy of human design, gate 41, because the gift of fantasy allows us to be reborn when we actually are taking the steps in the direction of the life, the desires we want and have. So it says, with every like you send and every post you make, you affirm more of what you want to see. Choose wisely. So I'm going to put my phone down for a second because I actually saw another creator on here talk about the fact that the algorithm is giving you content based on the things you comment on. Oh, I have a message that is held for review. Oh, because it's an emoji. Hello, Remy. So yeah, and I can show that because I don't quite know what that is. All right, so with that being said, yes, I want to go back to this point. So they were saying that it's really based on what you share or what you respond to, not what you're sharing. So it's not the content you create that the algorithm is going to show you more of. It's the content you respond to. And we know that it's really quick to respond and like things that are funny, have trending audio, clickbaity. Oh, it's so tempting. I find myself now I naturally hit the like, and I'm learning to slow down with that because you can be kind of interested in what someone has to say about, I'm trying to think, I don't really even be known sometimes what's going on in the world because I choose to avoid some of the pop culture topics, but let me just use an old one. So, Club Shay Shay. So, for example, like that interview was epic, yes. But think about if you liked the content there or if you commented on that video, you just told the algorithm you want to see more of that. Thank you for all the love. Um, yeah, you keep telling the algorithm you want to see more of that, and that's what the algorithm will show you. Mind you, you could have also watched like some lo-fi music, maybe did someone's yoga class on YouTube, maybe even watched some Abraham Hicks Law of Attraction videos. But because you was commenting on the Nicki Minaj beef with whoever that day, or or the Club Shay Shay interview, that is what you're going to be responding to. And that's what the algorithm is going to show you more of. Thank you so much. You are so sweet, Rachel. I can't see your picture, but I'm sure it's stunning. My eyes, I'm like squinting right now. Um, but yeah, that is what they're going to show you more of. So really, really be mindful. Be the person that's posting positive comments on videos that you want to see more of, more wholesome content, more babies. Hey, all of those things is going to be more beneficial for your algorithm and for your mental health. There also are topics that, as it relates to my values, I will like because I want it to get more traction. Children are being murdered in the Congo. We know that there's a genocide happening in the Congo as well as other parts of the world. These are the topics we need to be amplifying, even though it's not as fun, even though it's not as and sometimes interesting because we kind of want to detach and let our minds kind of go. It's really, really important to put the content that is most beneficial for bringing awareness, helping the world, even bringing joy to the top of that, like to the top of your algorithm and to the top of your feed. When we keep liking those trending sounds, we are going to keep getting more of that. Okay, next. I don't want to spend too much more time on that. I think you guys get the point. So now I want to talk about human design gate 41, the gate of decrease. So gate 41 is a start codon and it's the only start codon. So it's very, very special. It's an activator codon. If I'm correct, basically our DNA has codes that are made up of letters and ATG or ACT. Y'all don't ask me. The start codon starts with the same letters. So that's how it knows it's meant to be activated. So here's what I wrote for gate 41. I wrote in the Chinese I Ching, gate 41 is known as the gate of decrease or lessening, which is interesting because I just told you it's about starting and activation, right? But this is working, it activates when you are looking to buy. Thank you for stopping by. It activates when you are looking to maximize your potential. So you actually get this activation when you are in a period of decrease and lessening. And since I have the Kuan Yin Book of Changes, I'm quickly going to read you guys the Kuan Yin. And I also do have the human design gates and lines on my channel. For those of you watching, feel free to check it out after this video. Those shorts are contemplations and they're proverbial. They're coming from ancient text. This book is thousands of years old. This is written in the feminine I Ching, but the I Ching itself is thousands of years old. This book is a little more modern, and the goal of it was to bring the divine feminine back onto the plane. And this is through sharing the information of the I Ching in a way that really reflects both genders. So, gate 41, restraint lessening. The elements are mountain over lake, and it says for the center, restraint and lessening, she grows. So here you can see this actually leads to growth. Restraint, the spiritual woman lessens to gain. Restraint and letting go are two phases of the Lady Moon, and both partake in universal balance. And this is perfect because we just had a vernal equinox yesterday, and when we have a vernal equinox, that means there's an equal amount of light and dark in the day, right? So this balance, this harmony and equilibrium that our planet is finding, I feel like energetically we are coming into that ourselves as a collective. So, beginning and ending, waxing and waning, blooming and decay are all part of the wheel of life and good in their proper places. The message of this hexagram is an awareness of the times. A period of low fortune may bring about a growth in spirituality of inner perception. Plain honesty and connectedness are keys to turning less into more. Inner values are greater than external and material ones, and a show of outward gain is not needed. Even in moments of lessening and restraint, the spiritual woman carries a full heart. And the reflection is the lake at mountain's foot, restraint or lessening. The spiritual woman channels her directions. So when I think of the lake, I always think of water as emotional energy. And when you have mountain over lake, this is the idea of being able to be be still and be a presence while you have all this flow and emotion and stuff around you. So with gate 41, it's although it's about decrease, it's about maximizing your potential in times of decrease. My Saturn return was here, so I literally had a Saturn return baby in my time of decrease. I built my YouTube channel. I went through a pretty intense postpartum depression as a breastfeeding mom. You definitely feel like you have an infant for longer, which is a blessing in many ways, but it is like being pregnant for 3 years, right? So, because I was in such a physical decrease, I'm literally in a decrease in the sense of often I don't really love leaving my home. Um, just not, and it's not like all the time. It's just that I'm in a season of navigating with a baby, being a new mom and a stay at home mom, and people's judgments when I go outside or what they expect me to look like. Because I'm not always this cute, right? Sometimes I'm rushing and genuinely, like, I know people judge rushing, we should be namaste, but reality is in life there's times that we rush, there's times that we don't feel well, there's times that we're having a bad day, and we can all be more compassionate to each other in those moments. But while I'm in a season and not necessarily having that for myself and looking to share more of that with the world, I like to be home so that I can curate when I leave the house. And that's a blessing in itself. But yeah, I say all that to say I've been in a period of decrease. And part of that has actually led to a lot of maximizing of my potential. So know that it is not a negative thing. So, during a period of decrease in resource, we must learn how to solve for problems with less available to us. I had to figure out how to work from home with a baby and with not getting corporate opportunities, even though I applied to a lot of them. A lot of temp opportunities are asking if you can work in office. So I literally was stuck being home and figuring out, how do I create community? How do I connect with people? And then I was like, I'm literally gonna just start my YouTube channel, sit at home, to continue studying the things I love and sharing the information, and then creating the services around that where I can do that remotely and can do that with a baby. So it makes you very, like, aware of coming up with solutions, how to be resourceful. This is the energy of gate 41. It's like, when I feel like I've hit rock bottom, what can I do to change that? So, Gate 41 is the start of the Human Design Rave New Year and the only initiator codon in our DNA. Being in periods of lack can actually be the start of creating more abundance and finding resolution to long-standing problems. What did I write? Okay. Allow periods of decrease to maximize your potential as well as your connection to spirit. And I definitely deepened my connection to spirit during this time because I had no choice. I felt like, even though I have family, friends, partners, partners, family, friend, partner, my dog, my baby, I still felt alone in many ways. And because of that, that was why I stop. You're seriously the prettiest person I've ever seen. Oh, Sun Daddy, you're so sweet. Thank you. And I'm so happy you love the channel. Feel free to check out all the things I have on my channel. Okay, Indy, my baby woke up, so I'm gonna try to finish this, but I don't really want her too much on my camera. Okay, Indy. Okay, so okay, all right. Okay, I guess I don't have a choice. So let me just go through this quickly. Okay, give me 1 second. It says, the city of this gene key is emanation, and to emanate is to be a force of manifestation of divinity. So I'm actually going to continue this. I'm just going to change the camera angle for a little bit. There we go. All right. Indy, what's up? Give me 1 moment, guys. Okay. Give me 1 moment. I'll be right back. I'm going to keep it going. I'll be right back. I'm just grabbing something real quick. All right, we did it, y'all. I'm back. Okay. She just woke up. So as you guys can see, you really, this start codon allows you to push because the dream is so much bigger. My desire to create, my desire to help others and be in service and create community around topics I love so I can see more of it in the world pushed me to get this done. Pushed me to just like break down all my limiting beliefs. And with that comes a paradigm shift and a major change. So if you can look more into Gate 41, I'm going to link the Gene Key video. Actually, I think I've already linked the Gene Key book in the description. You can shop my Amazon shop for any of my human design books. Excuse me. So much is happening since I got up. I have like particles flying around. Okay, there we go. So yes, I will be linking my Gene Key book, which is this book, The Gene Keys, Embracing Your Higher Purpose. My copy's pretty beat up because I use it a lot, so that you guys can read more about the 41st Gene Key. Okay. All right. So now let's talk about Gate 31 in human design. So here's what I wrote. What are you communicating this month? Gate 31 is closely linked to the 60-second gene key of details. Details are the very essence of language, and it could be a way we express, manipulate, or even market our opinion. A leader is able to use language as well as feeling to promote his or her unique opinion to the collective, which makes leadership the gift of this gate. A true leader is of and for the people, and as the city reflects, can guide from a space of humility while honoring their ego. And of course, this is about Leo season, the full moon in Leo. So energy is, and also Gate 31 is a Leo gate. So yes, it is very much about honoring your ego. Being a leader means you have to honor your ego, because the only way you can lead is if you have a strong sense of self and strong values. And Leos are often known to be confident people, even if sometimes they are looking for attention or seeking attention. They tend to know who they are for the most part. And this is why they tend to be leaders or be comfortable being like facing forward or being in front of a crowd, which is why another mantra I had for this full moon was it's showtime, because again, we need people to be their individual selves in the world and be comfortable differentiating. I wasn't planning right now, of course, to be on camera and having to fully breastfeed my daughter, but I also know that part of this showing up is making it okay for other mothers to do the things they love and show up the way they need to show up. And you can take care of your child and be a content creator and have fun, and you can, you know, have basically any of these dualities but still exist. So, especially as a mom, it's really important to know how to tap into your feminine and masculine energy, because there are times you need to be able to speak up for yourself, assert yourself, create wealth and income to take care of yourself. It's very important to understand the importance of having an ego and allowing that ego to be. Um, be humble, because it serves its purpose, but it shouldn't be the driving force. And what gate 31 is showing us is that people can tell. People can tell from your tone whether you think that you are superior to them. And you can't lead a person if you feel like you are superior, because you're not going to give genuine guidance. And that's kind of what that expression is reminding us here. It's your birth time. So sweet. All right, so also the moon is transiting gate 4, which is the gate of foundations, and it also is the gate of coming to an understanding. So with the city of understanding, it's really beneficial at this time of you watching this video to know that part of being able to lead is understanding the people you want to serve and help. And through understanding them and being in a space of deep humility, you are able to lead, but also part of leadership is being able to stand within your personal truth and your own virtues. So I also put never dwell, because dwelling breaks foundations. When we dwell and we're ruminating on energy, it doesn't allow it to flow, right? And then that dwelling or rumination now can be the breakdown, because it adds a lot of doubt, which was a gate that previously transited a few weeks ago, gate 63, the gate of after completion. When we contemplate something we've done, it brings a lot of doubt. And with doubt tends to be a very stagnant energy. So it's really important to know how to move through our doubts. And that comes from a level of being able to have a confidence in ourselves. So here are some writing prompts for Aquarius season. 1, what do I daydream about? Because gate 41 is transiting the gate of fantasy. So what are you daydreaming about? What feels like you might be being too realistic about, but in reality, you're not? And how can you learn to shift that mindset? Next is, which technology helps me the most and how can I integrate it more? And when I say technology, I am talking about spiritual technologies. Could it be reading, journaling, writing, going in nature and grounding, taking hikes, painting? Actually, I just did, I'm going to show you guys the cutest paint by number. This was my technology one day of releasing energy and just doing something very therapeutic. And then my daughter did some light language on the back, you know? So just making it extra, extra special. Hi, thank you for stopping in and watching. So then the next thing, let's see. Now let's talk about some self-care. So we've talked about the energy, we've talked about the transits. So let's get into some self-care for the season. And you could even think back January 31st. Were you contemplating some of these topics, doing some of these things? I would love for you to comment below, because for me, I kind of use the internet or as a way to collect information. I think we'll be able to look back and be like, oh wow, like all these people were going through these things energetically at the same time. And this related to this transit. We see it now, but I feel like it'll be even more specific as, you know, technology advances and we're able to even pull information from videos. The algorithm's able to pull information from videos in a different way. So we can start tracking different elements of the content that's being made. All right, another mantra I wrote is don't let your access make you arrogant. Because again, sometimes when we are walking to the beat of our own drum or we are, you know, operating in a unique way, it makes us arrogant and forget we're doing it to really serve a purpose or a cause, especially if your identity is rooted in virtue. If you're rooted in wanting to be of value and of service to others, your identity is naturally going to put you in places where, you know, you are a leader. But it's important, of course, when you are in that space, if you are if you now operate from arrogance because you are in a space of leadership, you will lose the very people that you are meant to serve or help. So the next thing, now we're going to really talk about self-care, is mirror work. So mirror work is very good because mirror work can help you deepen your appreciation of self and self-love. Also, when you do mirror work, you're facing yourself. When you stand in front of a mirror, you're bearing your soul, and when you're able to face yourself and sit with the discomfort of that, you can come to more clarity of what you want to see in your life. Next is finish a book you started. So, depending on what your goals are, you can choose a book that relates to what you need to hear right now and finish it. I know that many of us have books that we've already started reading and definitely can get back to. It's really good to be grounded and humble, absolutely. And get back to, I am currently reading the Gene Keys on Audible. I'm like enjoying listening to it because I've been reading the book, and as you see, my book has gone through a lot of wear and tear. So on Audible, I love that. I also have been reading Plan Your Year Like a Millionaire, and that book has been very good. So that is a book I want to finish because she has a lot of steps and activities in it, and it's kind of great because it holds you accountable, but then you have to read the book in pieces. That is by Rachel Rogers. She teaches women, especially women of color, that they, one, need to shatter the limiting belief that they cannot make money, but that you absolutely can be a millionaire and create the life you want. If you want to see your baby's horseback riding, then you can see your baby's horseback riding. If you want to live on an island for 6 months, believe that you can live on an island for 6 months. And seeing that level of fantasy come into fruition can really help you change your mindset, because what it does is when one person shifts the morphogenetic field, it allows so many other people to shift their own field. And that's to me what Rachel Rogers has done with her books. And I'll remember to add at least one of her books below, and from there you can see all her content and stuff. But she's amazing to check out and to read if you get a chance. Yes, the other book is We Should All Be Millionaires. That is her main book. I would read that first before reading Plan Your Year Like a Millionaire. That is for someone who now has the awareness and the limiting, I feel like the belief change that can now help with the practical steps of planning your year like a millionaire. That's been a thing, but I'm grateful to have a few books that I found on YouTube, which kind of helps me focus as I follow along. Absolutely. Ooh. And use YouTube to also read books. There's so many free books on YouTube. Man, I am multitasking over here. So next is prioritize heart healing work. And with this video, I've already linked a sacred heart activation that I found because Leo is connected to the heart and also the fifth house, which rules true love, children, creativity. And in order to fully experience that, we need a healthy heart. So now is a great time to do some heart healing work as well as taking vitamins and supplements that you know are going to be good for your heart. For me, I really love taking iron supplements because I can naturally be low iron, but also because when your iron is really good, your blood is really good, and we know what pumps blood, your heart. So it all ties together. Next is celebrate your accomplishments. So I recently hit an accomplishment thanks to you guys. I hit 500 subscribers on YouTube, actually over 500 subscribers now. And I am super, super thankful because my fantasy could not have come true if I did not have community, have you guys enjoying my videos, sharing with me what you enjoy. Princess Lily always coming through and leaving love. If it wasn't for any of that, I would not have seen 500 subscribers. So and also Indy's patience. She's always so patient when I record, and a lot of times she now wants to be a part of it, which is really, really sweet. Yes, Indy Moon, you still waking up? Oh my gosh. Okay, okay. All right, so I'm gonna finish this up. Thank you. Yes, it was such a major like thing for me. I just was like, I'm really, really excited to hit my watch hours because I feel like once I hit my watch hours, then that's when I'll be like, I did it to a degree. I've gotten to a place now that I already told myself this is going to be a path, a career path for me, and just like a life journey for me. When I was younger, I wanted to be a photojournalist. I really, really loved watching Oprah and Lisa Ling and like Sade Better-Noir. I'm trying to think, a lot of ABC. I watched a lot of ABC growing up. So with that, I was always fascinated by like Diane Sawyer, Robin Roberts, investigative journalism, and just understanding more of the world and people who lived lives differently than me. And now that we have YouTube and we're able to see so much of the lives of others, I also felt why not share my unique experience? Because we all have very unique lives. So this is kind of fulfilling a childhood dream of mine. I thought I would be a photojournalist or an anchor person, and now I get to be a YouTube creator. I've been a model, I've been an actress. So, like, I thought I'd be one thing growing up, and I'm like 20 things, but I'm also Jamaican. So, we be having a lot of jobs. That's the joke. Hi, baby. You're so beautiful. You look annoyed. You're just quiet. Okay, you can chill in my arms while I finish the video. I'm almost done. Okay. All right. So, yes, I'm really happy about that accomplishment. And again, if you guys like my contemplations and if you like the videos on my channel, feel free to share with others. This is how I'm able to work from home. I'm able to take care and provide for my child, do something I really, really love, and be in a safe space as I continue to go through, the rest of my postpartum weaning journey, etc. So, thank you. I can't say it enough, honestly. And I'm learning to still celebrate it because, again, I'm already in the mode of, all right, no matter what number you hit, you want to just show up and make these videos and talk to people and connect and, curate. I really love curating spaces. So I like stage design all of my little sets with my plants and stuff. I'm a Taurus, we're big on aesthetics. You want to just chill on my leg? Okay. Oh wow, I did not finish the writing prompts. So this video is kind of all over, but it's cool because I guess that's what happens sometimes when you go live, even with notes. So I think there were two other writing prompts, and I guess I'll end with these two prompts. So another writing prompt is, what can I update in my routine? What is in your routine that you can update that makes your life better? For me, particularly, I knew that updating my routine meant knowing how to shorten time and work with time in a better way. And part of my routine change was getting up a little earlier. So it has been really nice to have more light with the spring equinox and be able to wake up earlier. So that helps change our routine. After I get off this video, me and Indy are going to probably chill for a little bit, then go outside. So with that, it's just changing my day, and it's allowing me way more time with her. Yes. You're happy about that? You're so cute. Yeah, it allows me more time with her and time with you. You know, Auntie's watching. Next is, how can I detach from situations? Right? Indy Moon is so cute. How can I detach from situations is the last writing prompt. Think about ways that you can detach. And detaching, again, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, can be no longer responding in certain comment sections, because that is actually the way the algorithm continues to feed you information. So even though you might really like that toxic meme or that funny quote, if it doesn't resonate with your values and virtues, you may not necessarily want to be attracting more of it. Again, life is about the duality, so take what resonates and leave the rest, and know that, yeah, you got this. So I'm gonna go because it's been a lot of multitasking. Oh, I'm not gonna go. There's one more thing I wanted to do. And thank you for Indy for reminding me. See, touch the book. So for gate 31, I really feel like she's gonna knock this stand over. You got the other human design. She loves pulling on the human design book. You wanna hold that and read that while mommy reads out the Gene Keys book? Thank you. So in the Gene Keys, gate 31, the city of this gate is humility. So I wanted to read the transmission from Richard Rudd, the Gene Keys, for you guys. So know that when you hear any of the Gene Keys transmitted, it is powerful information, and it is actually speaking to your DNA. So the beautiful thing is, you don't have to do anything but just listen, and you are changing. So the city, the highest frequency of the 31st gate, the ring of no return. And I actually posted a short about the ring of no return. So if it happened to show up on your algorithm, then this message is absolutely for you. So please listen closely. If you happen to be excited at the words coming out of the 31st gift, which is leadership, then you may be in for a shock when you take the plunge into the 31st city. Humility, as we shall see, is not for the faint-hearted. It is therefore highly ironic that humility is a word that has come to be associated with people of a saintly or virtuous countenance. The irony here lies in the misunderstanding that humility has anything to do with behavior, because it does not. The kind of humility is usually arrogance in disguise. So if you're acting humble, you're usually an arrogant person trying to act humble. That's what it's saying. The true humility can only occur at the Siddhic frequency because it requires the complete obliteration of your individuality. The words humility and arrogance reflect a behavioral duality found in human beings, but they are also words with a highly moralistic charge. At the Siddhic level, all such morality is finished because your separating from existence is finished. If we look even more deeply into these words, we can see that 1, arrogance represents an archetypal male characteristic. Look at all my lines, y'all. I be note taking. These words are deep. I'm trying to read around her. You said faking it, Indy. You're funny. So says indeed. Are you reading or not? Yes, we do have to cover the 36th gate, crisis resolution. So it says, one could even say that all energy, oh, let me not skip that line. If we look even more deeply into these words, we can see that one, arrogance represents an archetypal male characteristic, and the other, humility, represents an archetypal female characteristic. Such terms describe the universal polarity of being rather than descriptions specific to men and women. One could even say that all energy behaves in an arrogant, probing way, whereas all matter is humble and submissive. Looking at life forms in this way without any morality allows both expressions their own integrity and beauty. It is in this sense that the 31st city is called humble because, like the feminine pole, it represents non-existence. Out of non-existence, existence is born. Because the human intellect cannot transcend language at this level, we are using the language of the duality to express something that lies beyond the duality. The feminine pole comes the closest to describing this transcendence. Indy, what's up? Do you want to sit somewhere else now? I'm almost done. Yeah.
Purple.
Purple.
Yellow.
Yellow. You want to say colors right now? Blue?
No.
No. Okay. All right. You want mommy to finish reading? Once I'm finished. Or do you want to watch JoJo and Grand? Because I'm done with my phone right now. So I could put this on for you real quick. All right. JoJo and Grand. Thank y'all. JoJo and Grand is a British children's show, and the grandmother and the child are Caribbean, which is so cute. And we love it. We love it over here. We love JoJo and Grand. So, and you can find it on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you, YouTube. So again, it says, the feminine pole comes close to describing this transcendence. To the 31st city, there is no longer the possibility of achieving anything independently from life. Thus, many human words and expressions cease to have real meaning. If a human being behaves in what others describe as an arrogant manner, the 31st city simply cannot comprehend this. To the 31st city, all behavior is seen as an impersonal manifestation of the totality, and there is no such concept as an independent doer. Okay. That is what arrogance really means. You misidentify with your individuality and assume you have power over life. Arrogance is really concerned with what others think, whereas humility truly doesn't care. This is why arrogance always tries to be humble. However, to be truly humble, you wouldn't mind others thinking you're arrogant. If this is giving you a headache, then that is what the acidic frequency always does to the intellect. Someone outside its sphere cannot possibly understand the 31st city. It is just too simple for the poor human mind, and it is deeply disturbing to human concepts of morality. The 31st city has exceeded all concepts involving levels and movement, and even the need for being in the heart. There is no need to be anywhere or do anything other than what you are doing. True humility arises from the truth that you can't not ever do anything wrong. Consciousness is enjoying its game through your life. No matter what you believe, achieve, or do, it is not you attaining it because you are the great illusion. The person manifesting the 31st city does not even see human beings as divided into those who are awake and those who are asleep. There is no such thing as being enlightened or unenlightened to such a person. If there were, they would assume the existence of separate beings rather than the reality of one unbroken chain of consciousness. Because of the 31st city is truly humble, it has no agenda. It is not necessarily interested in freeing people from their illusions, even though it may unwittingly do so. Such a being realizes that it is not possible to influence anyone in this world. It doesn't matter what such a person does in life. They are content to leave the world exactly as it is. Nonetheless, such a person still carries the same genetic coding that requires they speak from the cutting edge of consciousness. Because the 31st city, the physiology, this city's long, is in the throat thyroid. So yes, it's part of the ring of no return, which also goes along with the 60-second gate of impeccability. So humility and impeccability. Once you reach that, you're good. You're the ring of no return. To me, the ring of no return is about the integrity just being within you at this point. Okay, it says, nonetheless, such a person still carries the same genetic coding that requires they speak from the cutting edge of consciousness. The only difference between the gift and the city is that the gift level still identifies with evolution. They are still caught up in the game, even though it is a level beyond fear. The 31st city says whatever it must say, knowing that the words come from the collective and go back into the collective. It is not concerned with the effect of its words because it has no concept of words conveying any real meaning. The 31st city is rooted in the ancient tradition of the oracle. The oracle is simply a voice box for the divine. It speaks without being attached or even interested in what it says. Whatever the oracle says is perfect, and its translation is also perfect. Words and language can be interrupted in so many different ways. This mysteriously named codon, the ring of no return, refers to the great initiatic leap of the fourth causal body into the fifth Buddhic body. See the 22nd gene key for further details, and that is the gene key of grace. Ultimately, this is the great step in which your name and all words, concepts, facts, ultimately, this is the great step in which your name is dissolved. Once you have allowed the Siddhic frequency to command your voice, you have entered the first stage of divine embodiment. From this moment onward, whenever you use the word I, it is the voice of divinity itself speaking. Such speech is pure transmission. It uses words to indicate the path beyond words. That is the beauty of its paradox. So this is an amazing transmission. I hope you guys found it well. I stayed on a little longer to make sure me and Indy shared it with you. How you end up at Peppa Pig? First of all, Indy could do the best pig noises. Can you do the Peppa Pig noise? Can you do it again? So cool. Thank you, Peppa Pig, for teaching the kids about animals.
Bye-bye.
Indy said bye-bye, guys. Thank you guys for sticking with us, listening to this transmission. I hope you found it well. Thank you, Indy, for being so gracious and showing up on camera. And yeah, I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. I have one more transit to cover before I'll be completely up to date, and I do plan on doing it before March 25th, which would be our upcoming new moon in Aries. Oh, Auntie said bye, precious.
Bye.
So yeah, I hope to do that video before March 25th. Let me just check my notes. Yes, I have the new moon in Aquarius video to do, and I'll do that right before our new moon in Aries, which is the rave new year. So basically it's perfect timing because the video, although it's happening for our astrological new year, it'll be tracking back to around the rave new year, which is the human design new year. So again, these videos are timeless, and it's for divine feminine reasons that they are coming in the time they're coming in. So if it finds you, know that it is for you, and I hope to see you in my next one.